Her 9000's game room.
Okay, so here I am talking about a Super Nintendo game which started its life as an Amiga game. The original Putty was a game developed by a company called System 3 and released on the Commodore Amiga in 1992. It was then ported to the SNES in 1993 with the word Super thrown in front of the title, in that good old standard Super Nintendo way. At least that was the case for Europe and North America. In Japan its Super Famicom name was Putty Moon, a name which makes me think of the old kids cartoon Button Moon. After this it was released on the ill-fated Commodore Amiga CD32 in 1994, keeping the revised name Super Putty. In Super Putty you control a small round blue ball of, well, putty I guess, that can punch, jump and morph into other things. Most games of this type would have you working from left to right, but the end of the levels in this game are always at the top, so you spend your time working upwards. Why are you working upwards? What's the story? Well, okay, it's a little bit weird, but I'll try to give the gist of it without sounding like I've escaped from a secure facility. Dazzle Days, the wizard, has decided that if he captures these little blue putty creatures who come from a place called Putty Moon, well then he can put wrappers on them and sell them as screaming bubblegum. You are one of the last little putties left, so it's your job to try and save the others and stop him. See, that story's not strange or weird at all, is it? The graphics are not too bad. They are bright, colourful and kind of cute even, if they are not exactly earth-shattering. The music is also good, if not perfect. The best thing I can say about it is that it doesn't grate, and every piece of it seems to fit the theme of the level that it's used in. The sound effects are suitably cartoony. Putty makes little pain noises when he gets hurt, as well as burping when he's been made to absorb something. The only problem I have with the sound in this game is that certain noises can grate on you. The machine guns, race cars and a few other bits and pieces, but it only really becomes an issue when the screen is filled with either one or a mix of these things. I don't mean to really harp on and on about games that started off on the Amiga. I owned an Amiga 500 myself and spent a long time on it. The problem is that games which were made for the Super Nintendo by companies that were focused purely on console games play more to the machine's strengths. The area where I start to have issues with Putty is with the way it plays. The controls aren't awful, but they do feel clumsy in places when it comes to trying to make Putty do certain things. For example, when you try to make him stretch. This is an issue I never had, for example, with Super Mario World. This led to me feeling that on occasions I died because of the controls, not because of my lack of skill. There are quite a few ways to die in this game. Not only are there the normal enemies, but there are also some instant death traps such as safes which will drop on you and spikes you can fall on. You'll also die if you run out of time. Sure, there are pitfalls and time limits like this in other games such as the Mario titles, but they're less of an issue when you have tight controls. In later levels this game does tend to feel a little cheap. It pushes a lot of enemies at you, a lot of which don't die very easily. There are a lot of levels in this game and they are pretty large, but most people will probably rage quit long before they see the end of the game, or will simply grow tired of what the game has to offer. This game is basically a nice bog standard 6 out of 10 platformer. If you want to try this game, then one advantage is that it's not exactly expensive. You should be able to get a loose cart. Last time I looked we're talking around £7. And back when I last checked a few years back I saw box copies go for as little as £12. But obviously, you know, the price of games is in a constant state of flux. There was also a sequel on the SNES called Putty Squad that has been ported to various Sony platforms, including the PS4. I haven't played the PlayStation 4 update of Putty Squad, and it's a long time since I've played the original Putty Squad, but this update's been universally battered by the critics. I haven't tried it, but it would appear that it's had very little done to it, and it's been on sale several times for around £6. Okay, that's Kerr 9000 signing off saying keep on gaming.